Welcome to BookBuzz Reviews and Summaries. Dear readers, picture this. You are standing on a battlefield, but this is no ordinary war zone. There are no swords, no guns, no visible scars. Yet the wounds are real, the exhaustion palpable. You find yourself navigating a minefield of words and actions, every step requiring delicate precision. You are not fighting for land or power. You are battling for your own peace of mind, your sense of self, your freedom from the invisible chains of manipulation. The adversary? A force as cunning as it is captivating, the narcissist. Perhaps it is a partner whose charm once sparkled, but whose love has turned into a confusing maze of gaslighting and blame. Maybe it is a parent whose affection feels like a transaction, whose support is laced with control. It could be a boss who takes credit for your work, a friend who never listens, or a sibling whose drama drowns out your voice. The narcissist wears many masks, each more convincing than the last, but beneath the surface lies a singular truth. Their world revolves around them, and you are just a satellite in their orbit. But hear me now, for this is not a tale of defeat. You are not destined to remain ensnared in this web of self-absorption and emotional turmoil. You hold within you the power to disarm, to reclaim, to thrive. And it is precisely this power that Disarming the Narcissist, Surviving and Thriving with the Self-Absorbed by Wendy T. Behary places firmly in your hands. This book is not merely a guide. It is a weapon forged in the fires of clinical expertise and real-world experience. Wendy T. Behary, a renowned therapist, takes you by the hand and leads you through the labyrinth of narcissism, not with a blunt force approach, but with the precision of a master negotiator, the insight of a seasoned strategist, and the compassion of a trusted friend. She offers you not just tools but wisdom, not just tactics but understanding. Through these pages, you will learn how to break free from the exhausting cycle of appeasement and frustration. You will discover how to set boundaries that are as firm as they are fair, to communicate with clarity and strength, and to protect your own emotional well-being without succumbing to guilt or fear. Whether you are looking to navigate a personal relationship, survive a professional environment, or heal from past wounds, this book offers the roadmap you need. But let us be clear, this is not about outwitting or punishing the narcissist. It is about rising above, about finding your center in the storm. It is about learning to see through the smoke and mirrors, to recognize the triggers and traps, and to respond not with anger or submission but with a steady and unshakable resolve. It is about choosing your own sanity over their selfishness, your own joy over their judgment. Imagine for a moment the freedom that awaits you. Imagine a life where your words are not twisted, where your emotions are not weaponized, where your sense of worth is not dictated by another's approval. Imagine standing firm, rooted in your truth, while the narcissist's manipulative winds swirl harmlessly around you. This is not a fantasy. It is a future within your reach, a promise woven into every chapter of this powerful book. So, as we embark on this journey together, I invite you to take a deep breath and open your mind. Let go of the shame, the doubt, the helplessness that the narcissist has sown within you. Prepare to step into the light of awareness, to harness the strength of healthy self-love, and to build the boundaries that will safeguard your soul. The battle may not be easy, but with Wendy T. Behary as your guide, you are not alone. You are equipped. You are ready. And on the other side of this struggle lies not just survival, but triumph. Welcome to Disarming the Narcissist. Your story of strength and renewal begins here. Part 1 Summary of Disarming the Narcissist, Surviving and Thriving with the Self-Absorbed by Wendy T. Behary. Dear readers, this is no ordinary self-help book. It is a guide, a shield, and a sword, all wrapped into one. It offers not just survival, but the promise of growth and empowerment when dealing with narcissistic individuals. In Part 1 of this powerful work, Behary unveils the inner workings of the narcissist's mind and lays the foundation for the strategic approach to manage relationships with them effectively. Chapter 1. Who is the narcissist? To understand the narcissist, we must first step into their world. Behary introduces us to the defining traits of narcissistic personality disorder, NPD. She paints a vivid picture. The narcissist often exudes confidence, possesses a magnetic charm, and can captivate a room. But beneath the surface lies a fragile ego, an insatiable need for validation, and a profound lack of empathy. We learn that narcissism exists on a spectrum from mild, everyday selfishness to full-blown pathological narcissism. The key characteristics include grandiosity, an inflated sense of self-importance and entitlement, a need for admiration, constant craving for attention and validation, lack of empathy, inability to genuinely connect with the feelings of others, manipulative behavior, using charm, deceit, or aggression to maintain control. Behary emphasizes that narcissism is often a defense mechanism, a fortress built on a foundation of deep-seated insecurity and shame. By understanding this, we lay the groundwork for empathy, not to excuse bad behavior, but to strategically navigate interactions with them. Chapter 2. The Origins of Narcissism. But where does this behavior begin? In this chapter, Behary takes us back to childhood, where the seeds of narcissism are sown. She explains how early experiences, such as overindulgence, neglect, or conditional love, can create a distorted self-image. The narcissist, she explains, is often the product of a developmental gap. When children do not receive healthy boundaries, emotional validation, or consistent affection, they can develop maladaptive coping mechanisms. The world becomes a place where they must dominate or risk feeling unworthy. Behary skillfully dissects the role of parenting styles, overpraising or overindulging parents. These parents may create an unrealistic self-image in the child, leading to entitlement. Neglectful or critical parents. Such environments can foster insecurity, pushing the child to develop a false, grandiose self as a protective barrier. Through vivid case studies, she brings these theories to life, demonstrating how these childhood experiences evolve into adult narcissistic behavior. Chapter 3. The Narcissistic Mask. Beneath the charismatic exterior of a narcissist lies a mask, a facade designed to protect their vulnerable core. Behary likens this mask to an elaborate costume, worn to keep the world at a safe distance. She introduces us to the concept of schema, which are deep-rooted mental patterns formed in childhood. For the narcissist, these schemas often involve beliefs of inadequacy or defectiveness. To cope, they construct a false self, one that projects superiority and dominance to prevent anyone from seeing their true, wounded self. The mask serves as both armor and weapon. It deflects criticism, attracts admiration, and manipulates situations to the narcissist's advantage. However, cracks appear when their ego is threatened, triggering rage, passive aggressiveness, or complete withdrawal. This chapter is a revelation. It equips readers with the insight needed to look beyond the surface and understand the triggers that destabilize the narcissist. By learning to recognize the mask, we are better prepared to respond with clarity and strength. Chapter 4. The Impact of Narcissism on Relationships. When a narcissist enters a relationship, it often feels like a whirlwind romance. They are attentive, charming, and make you feel like the center of their universe. But as Behary reveals, this is often the bait before the switch. The narcissistic relationship cycle follows a predictable pattern. 1. Idealization. The narcissist showers you with attention and praise. 2. Devaluation. The charm fades and criticism, control, and manipulation emerge. 3. Discard. When you are no longer useful or when you assert independence, the narcissist may discard you, emotionally or physically. The aftermath can leave partners, friends, and colleagues feeling confused, hurt, and questioning their own reality. Behary introduces the term gaslighting, a tactic narcissists use to distort the truth, making their victims doubt their own perceptions. But amidst this bleak picture, she offers a glimmer of hope. Through understanding these patterns, we can learn to break free from the cycle and reclaim our sense of self. Chapter 5. How Narcissists Control and Manipulate. In this gripping chapter, Behary pulls back the curtain on the strategies narcissists use to maintain control. She categorizes these manipulative tactics into clear, identifiable behaviors, including love bombing, overwhelming someone with affection to create dependency; gaslighting, making others doubt their reality; triangulation, involving a third party to create jealousy or competition; projection, accusing others of the very behaviors they themselves are exhibiting. Behary does not just describe these tactics, she provides real-world examples and role-playing scenarios to help readers recognize manipulation as it happens. She stresses that awareness is the first step to disarming the narcissist. By naming and understanding these tactics, we strip them of their power. Conclusion of Part 1. Friends, we are only at the beginning of this journey, but what a powerful start it is. Wendy Behary has set the stage with clarity and compassion. She helps us see the narcissist not as an unstoppable force, but as a deeply wounded individual whose behavior stems from fear and insecurity. But make no mistake, while empathy is important, it is not a call to surrender. It is a call to action. Part 1 of this book gives us the knowledge to see the truth beneath the charm, to understand the root of narcissistic behavior, and to prepare ourselves for the battles ahead. Stay with me, for in Part 2, we shall dive into the strategies, the tools, and the tactics needed to not only survive but thrive in the face of narcissistic behavior. Behary will guide us through setting boundaries, communicating effectively, and reclaiming our power. The road ahead is challenging, but armed with the wisdom of this book, we can navigate it with strength, clarity, and resilience. Dear readers, we are just getting started. This is a battle worth fighting, and victory is within our grasp. Part 2 Summary. Dear readers, as we delve into Part 2 of Disarming the Narcissist by Wendy Behary, prepare yourselves for a transformation. We are no longer merely observers of narcissistic behavior. We are becoming equipped, empowered, and enlightened to handle it. In this section, Behary shifts from understanding the narcissist to giving us actionable tools to reclaim our power and create healthier dynamics. This is where the real magic happens. We will learn how to communicate with precision, set boundaries with confidence, and, most importantly, disarm the narcissist with strategies that are as effective as they are compassionate. Let's continue this journey, chapter by chapter, with unwavering focus and resolve. Chapter 6. The Power of Empathic Confrontation. Wendy Behary opens this chapter with a powerful assertion: you cannot win a battle of egos with a narcissist. The moment you engage in a head-to-head confrontation, you've already lost. Instead, she introduces a concept called empathic confrontation, a method that blends firmness with understanding. Empathic confrontation is not about being passive or aggressive. It is about being assertive while acknowledging the narcissist's feelings. It involves 1. Validating their emotions, not their behavior, but their feelings. This helps lower their defenses. 2. Setting clear boundaries, stating your needs calmly and without blame. 3. Using I statements. For example, I feel disrespected when I am interrupted. I need to finish my thoughts before we move on. Behary emphasizes that this technique requires practice and patience. But when done correctly, it can shift the dynamic, making the narcissist more receptive to change, if only in small ways. Chapter 7. The Art of Limit Setting. Boundaries, the invisible lines that define what is acceptable and what is not. Behary dives deep into why setting limits with a narcissist is both critical and challenging. Narcissists often see boundaries as a threat to their control, which is why they push and test them constantly. She offers practical steps to establish and maintain boundaries. 1. Be consistent. Once a boundary is set, do not waver. Consistency is key to establishing respect. 2. Anticipate pushback. Narcissists may react with anger, guilt-tripping, or manipulation. Prepare for this and remain steadfast. 3. Stay neutral. Avoid emotional reactions. Responding calmly diffuses their attempts to provoke you. Through powerful anecdotes, Behary shows how standing firm in your boundaries not only protects you, but also teaches the narcissist that their tactics will not work. Chapter 8. Effective Communication with Narcissists. In this chapter, communication is treated like a martial art. Every word, every gesture, every pause is deliberate. Behary introduces us to the disarming technique, a method that uses curiosity and neutrality to engage with a narcissist without falling into their traps. Key strategies include: 1. Use probing questions. Instead of confronting, ask questions that encourage self-reflection, such as, "What makes you feel that way?" 2. Mirror their statements. This helps them feel heard while giving you control of the conversation. 3. Stay on topic. Narcissists often deflect or create chaos in conversations. Maintain focus and gently steer back to the main point. Behary's approach is like verbal judo, using the narcissist's own momentum to guide the interaction toward a healthier outcome. Chapter 9. Breaking Free from the Cycle of Codependency. Many who are involved with narcissists find themselves trapped in a cycle of codependency. In this chapter, Behary outlines how the narcissist's need for admiration often aligns with the codependent's need to please, creating a toxic loop. She teaches us how to 1. Recognize codependent behaviors, such as constantly seeking approval, avoiding conflict, and sacrificing your needs. 2. Develop self-awareness. Understand your triggers and vulnerabilities that the narcissist might exploit. 3. Build self-worth through self-care, therapy, and surrounding yourself with supportive relationships. Breaking free from codependency is not just about saying no to the narcissist, but saying yes to yourself. It is a path toward reclaiming your identity and establishing your independence. Chapter 10. The Healing Power of Self-Compassion. When dealing with a narcissist, it is easy to become your own worst critic. Behary introduces self-compassion as an antidote to this self-blame. She argues that learning to treat yourself with the same kindness you show others is a transformative practice. Her techniques include: 1. Self-soothing practices, such as deep breathing, meditation, and affirmations. 2. Challenging negative self-talk, by replacing it with more nurturing and realistic thoughts. 3. Creating a self-care routine to ensure that your mental and emotional needs are being met consistently. Self-compassion is not self-indulgence. It is a necessary step to rebuild your self-esteem and protect yourself from the emotional toll of dealing with a narcissist. Chapter 11. When to Stay, When to Walk Away. Perhaps one of the most powerful chapters in the book, Behary tackles the difficult question: should you continue a relationship with a narcissist, or is it time to leave? She provides a balanced perspective, weighing factors such as: 1. The severity of narcissistic behavior. Are they open to change or stuck in their ways? 2. Your own well-being. Are you thriving or merely surviving in this relationship? 3. The impact on your life. How does this relationship affect your mental, emotional, and physical health? Behary offers tools to help make this decision, including journaling prompts, reflection exercises, and even consulting a mental health professional. She stresses that leaving a relationship with a narcissist can be difficult, but it may also be the most liberating choice you ever make. Conclusion of Part 2. My friends, Part 2 of Disarming the Narcissist is a masterclass in resilience. It is a call to action, a reminder that while you may not change the narcissist, you can change how you respond to them. Behary has armed us with techniques to communicate effectively, set firm boundaries, and nurture our own self-worth. We are no longer at the mercy of the narcissist's whims. We are equipped with the tools to not only survive, but to thrive. The strategies shared are not just theoretical, they are practical, proven, and powerful. As we conclude Part 2, let us remember that empowerment begins with awareness and grows with action. The road ahead may still hold challenges, but with Behary's guidance, we are more than capable of navigating it. Stay with me, for the journey is not over yet. The lessons we have learned are seeds that, if tended to with care, will grow into a life of freedom, strength, and authentic relationships. This is your moment to take back control, to step into your power and live a life where you are no longer overshadowed by the self-absorbed. The best is yet to come. Part 3 Summary. Dear readers, we have journeyed deep into the world of narcissism, understanding its roots and learning powerful strategies to reclaim our power. Now, as we enter the final part of Disarming the Narcissist, Wendy T. Behary takes us beyond survival and into a space of true thriving. This part is a crescendo, a powerful and inspiring conclusion that equips us not only to handle the narcissist, but also to transform ourselves. Here, we will explore advanced strategies, the path to healing, and how to cultivate a future filled with authentic connections and unshakable self-worth. Chapter 12. Advanced Strategies for Complex Situations. Behary opens this chapter by acknowledging that not all narcissists are the same. Some are more overtly aggressive, while others employ subtle manipulation. In complex scenarios, whether with a spouse, a parent, or a boss, more nuanced approaches are needed. She introduces advanced techniques like 1. Pattern interrupts, behaviors or statements that disrupt the narcissist's usual cycle of manipulation. For instance, responding to a guilt trip with curiosity instead of defensiveness. 2. Gray rock method, becoming emotionally unresponsive and boring to reduce a narcissist's interest in engaging with you. 3. Strategic withdrawal, knowing when to step back and when to re-engage, maintaining control over your own responses. Through powerful examples and case studies, Behary demonstrates how these advanced strategies can create space for you to breathe, think, and act without the narcissist dictating the terms. Chapter 13. Healing from Narcissistic Relationships. After breaking free from a narcissistic dynamic, healing becomes the focus. Behary dives deep into the emotional scars left behind and offers a roadmap to recovery. She emphasizes 1. Understanding trauma bonds, recognizing why leaving a narcissist can feel so difficult and how to break these unhealthy attachments. 2. Engaging in therapy or support groups, finding safe spaces where your experiences are validated and your healing is nurtured. 3. Rediscovering joy, reconnecting with hobbies, passions, and relationships that were overshadowed by the narcissist's demands. Behary also discusses how to manage the aftermath of a breakup or separation from a narcissist, including co-parenting challenges, financial independence, and reclaiming your personal narrative. Chapter 14. Rebuilding Self-Worth and Confidence. One of the most profound effects of dealing with a narcissist is the erosion of self-esteem. Behary dedicates this chapter to rebuilding your self-worth from the ground up. She outlines exercises and daily practices designed to 1. Affirm your value, writing down your strengths and achievements as a reminder of your worth. 2. Challenge negative self-talk, replacing harsh inner voices with affirmations of kindness and truth. 3. Set and achieve small goals, building confidence through incremental successes that reaffirm your ability to thrive independently. She also introduces the concept of self-reparenting, a process where you provide yourself with the love, support, and validation you may have lacked in your formative years. This is a powerful method to break old patterns and build a resilient sense of self. Chapter 15. Cultivating Healthy Relationships. As you heal, the next step is to invite healthier relationships into your life. Behary teaches us how to identify red flags early, maintain boundaries, and nurture connections that are mutually supportive. She offers guidance on 1. Choosing safe and genuine people, how to recognize individuals who bring positivity and support. 2. Practicing vulnerability with caution, being open without oversharing or risking new toxic dynamics. 3. Building a community of trust, surrounding yourself with friends, mentors, and loved ones who uplift and empower you. Behary emphasizes that once you understand narcissistic behaviors, you are less likely to fall into similar traps. Your experiences can become a powerful filter that only allows healthy, balanced relationships into your life. Chapter 16. Transforming Pain into Power. This chapter is where the shift from victim to victor becomes palpable. Behary encourages readers to transform their experiences with narcissism into sources of strength. She discusses 1. The hero's journey, reframing your story, where you are the hero who overcomes adversity. 2. Helping others, using your experiences to support those who are still trapped in narcissistic relationships. 3. Embracing your new identity, stepping into a life defined by choice, freedom, and self-love. Behary also touches on how some individuals channel their journey into advocacy, writing, coaching, or simply being a beacon of hope for others. Your story, once a source of pain, can become a source of inspiration. Chapter 17. The Empowered Future. In the final chapter, Behary paints a vivid picture of what life can look like once you have fully disarmed the narcissist, not just externally, but within yourself. She talks about 1. Living authentically, embracing your true self without fear of judgment or manipulation. 2. Celebrating boundaries as acts of self-respect, turning what was once a struggle into a natural and effortless practice. 3. Leading a life of abundance, not just in material terms, but in joy, peace, and fulfillment. She concludes with a powerful message. You have the power to create a life where you are not merely surviving the narcissist, but thriving despite them. The tools, insights, and practices shared in this book are not just for dealing with narcissists. They are a guide to living a life filled with self-compassion, resilience, and freedom. Conclusion of Part 3. Friends, as we bring this journey to a close, let us take a moment to honor the strength it takes to confront narcissism, not just in others, but within ourselves. Wendy T. Behary has gifted us not only with strategies to manage difficult relationships, but with a blueprint for reclaiming our lives. The journey from surviving to thriving is not always linear. There will be setbacks, challenges, and moments of doubt. But remember, each step forward is a victory. Each boundary set is an act of courage. Each moment of self-love is a declaration of independence from the chains of narcissism. As we step forward, let us do so with confidence, armed with the wisdom Behary has shared. Let us create lives where our worth is never defined by another's perception, but by our own truth. Let us be the heroes of our own stories, brave, resilient, and unapologetically ourselves. The best part of your story is yet to be written. And with the lessons of Disarming the Narcissist, you are more than ready to write it. Thanks for listening to Book Buzz reviews and summaries. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to get new video updates.